Not just Knicks. This is our first check-in for 2024, ladies and gentlemen. So let me be the first to say a belated Happy New Year. I know I'm a month late and we are a couple of days from February, but January's just been so exciting. Been a little caught up with what they like to call the IRL stuff, IRL work, and as well as our Knicks, 13-2 since the OG Anunoby trade, which also brought over Precious Achiuwa and Malachi Flynn. Yeah, we lost IQ. Yeah, we lost RJ. Thankfully, Knicks fans have moved on. 13-2 will do that for you. Hottest team in the league, best record in 2024. But this post I want to talk about Donte DiVincenzo, because I've seen a lot on Twitter, and it's been a little more quiet recently because his play has been so consistent. People have been, we need to trade for this person, we need to trade for that person, Donte needs to go to the bench. Donte's not a real starter. Like, I hear these type of comments in some spaces, and I read some of these comments on Twitter, and I'm baffled. It's like a lot of people say they watch ball, but I think they only really watch other players when they play against their favorite teams. They don't really go on to NBA League Pass every night and go through the games and watch guys year after year after year. But hey, everybody's perception of what they see is what they see. And what I see from Donte DiVincenzo is he is a starter. He's been a starter in this league, and the only reason he hasn't been a starter the last couple of years is based on teams he's been traded to, things that are out of his control. But as far as saying, can he hold his weight and be a starter in this league? I say yes. I say yes because at the end of the day, Donte DiVincenzo has been a starter in this league. Okay? He basically has started 154 games in his career. 154 games. That is almost the equivalent of 2 full seasons. And mind you, a lot of those games were for teams with veteran and contending presidencies. Okay? Golden State Warriors, Milwaukee Bucks. These aren't bottom of the barrel teams where you're getting empty starter minutes. No, at the end of the day, out of those 154 games that he started in his career, we must remember back in 2021, which was only 2.5 years ago, 3 seasons ago, he started 64 of 66 games played with Milwaukee. With Golden State, he started, I think, maybe like 30-something games for them, 20-something games for them. I think he started maybe like 36 games for Golden State, if I'm not mistaken. And even though, he still played a lot of minutes with Golden State. So we saw last night, shout out to Donte DiVincenzo on a great game last night against the Charlotte Hornets. 28 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, and he was a plus 24 in 42 minutes. 42 minutes, folks. So when you talk about if Donte DiVincenzo is a starter, as a starter this year, he's averaged almost 14 points a game, almost 4 rebounds, almost 3 assists, and that's in 28 games as a starter. He's played 47 games total. So in those 47 games total for the season, he's averaged about 23 minutes a game and about 12 points a game on 46% field goal shooting, 42% from the three-point line, 72% from the free throw line, and he gives you another 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1 steal per game. That also includes 1 turnover a game, which is key because he doesn't really turn the ball over like that, and 2 personal fouls a game, which is even more key And low-key, something that people need to pay more attention to, because for the minutes he's out there, it's not like he's guarding the third, the fourth, the fifth best player. Like, he's usually running around guarding one of the top perimeter players for the other team. So to play good defense, because he is a good defender, on a good defensive team, our New York Knicks, to average 2 fouls a game, because I don't remember him fouling out of games. And most of the time he gets sit down, it's because of rotation. Tibbs is trying to get somebody else in the backcourt. But at the end of the game, on top of those averages, his last 10 games where he's played more minutes, so he's been up to 28 minutes a game his last 10 games, field goals percentage has dropped a little, 43%. Three-point percentage has dropped a little, 67, and I'm sure that's because he's taken more of those. And he's definitely taken more end-of-the-shot clock bailout shots, kind of. Free throw percentage, I don't know. It's down to 65. He's had seasons where he shot 80% from the line, mid-70s. Sometimes it looked like he just go up there and toss it up because he just be talking too much. Like, turn around, that's cool. Just focus on the free throw. Not telling you how to play your game, but I don't know. Don't be distracted on the line, because you'll be knocking them threes down, brother, like it's nothing. Now, in addition to that, he's also given us 4 boards, 3 assists, 1 steal, 2 personal fouls, and about 2 turnovers a game, while averaging almost 16 points a game. So everything's up. And mind you, these are all career numbers for Donte DiVincenzo. So my thing is, yes, he is a starter. He's a starter in this league. Milwaukee drafted him, one of the Villanova guys, and allowed him to play back-to-back seasons where he was a starter and a significant rotation player. Yeah, he got hurt in the first round that year. They went to the chip, and no, he didn't play all the way through those playoffs to help win that ring, but that doesn't discredit his value to them being in a position. He was a part of that team. He practiced with that team, and he played with that team all season. Injuries happen. Unfortunately, we see the same thing happening right now with our guy Julius Randle. Prayers up for Julius Randle. Still no concrete answer on his health, but prayers up that it's nothing serious, and the good brother can come back for that. I'm always positive Knicks. I don't hate on none of our Knicks. I got haters around me. I see them every day, but that's not me. So let's go. So back to my guy Donte DiVincenzo. Another thing I'd like to talk about with that guy is right now he's got 127 three-pointers on the season, and this is through 47 games. Evan Fournier has the Knicks record of 241 three-pointers in a single season. He has the Knicks single-season record. Right now, at this pace, if Donte DiVincenzo continues to knock down 3 three-pointers a game plus at this pace, he could really come close or might break Evan Fournier's single-season single-season three-point percentage. And that's big right there. That's interesting, from a part-time player who a lot of people feel isn't good enough to be a starter, and who also expends so much energy on the defensive end as well. I like what I'm seeing. He's not just settling for the 3 now, because they flying out at him, so he'll pump fake. He's taking it to the rack. He can do that. I want to see him just go and keep trying to dunk on dudes, just because he'll bang it on somebody on the low. Anyway, 127 three-pointers, 47 games on the season. That's 35 games left? We might see something, folks. We might see something. So let's see if he can do it. Let us see if he can do it. Now, once again, when it talks about being a starter, we're also talking about a guy who has played this season. Last season, he played 1,898 minutes, and that was in 72 games with the Golden State Warriors. a perennial playoff team and a perennial championship contender every season that Steph Curry and Klay Thompson have been there. This season, he's played 1,666 minutes in 47 games, and that's 29 games started. Last year, he started 36 games for Golden State. So as far as the minutes are concerned, he's kind of on pace to play more minutes than he did last year, but he's not unfamiliar with playing these type of minutes. So to say DiVincenzo can give you 30, 32 minutes a game at the 2/small forward with the type of defense he plays, with the type of defensive team we have, that's big going down this last stretch of the season, and especially still not knowing how long we will be without Julius Randle, but knowing that we will be at some time without Julius Randle. I'm okay with this, brother. I'm okay if the Knicks don't make a trade to bring somebody in specifically to move him to the bench. I feel that he's a better player as a starter and helps with the cohesion of that first unit, and the fact that Brunson always has that outlet, shooting almost 45% from the three-point line on the season. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. Stop that. You know, I don't know what you guys are talking about, who are talking about, oh, he's not a starter. He's a bench player. Bro, everybody that starts can't average 25, 10, and 5. I'm sorry, you know, and that's what happens when you got two, you know, up until this point, two dudes who could almost give you 30 a night. You're not just going to have another dude come in and give you 25, because then that means the rest of your guys are strictly there for defense. And clearly this guy can score. And at 26 years of age, he fits within this youth movement. So if anything, he's coming up on his prime right now. He's not one of these washed up old veterans, and he's not a 1 year or 2 year player. He knows the game, he plays the game, and he had the opportunity to learn from guys like Steph Curry and Klay Thompson for a whole season last year as a veteran in the league. As a matter of fact, it was he did an interview after we played Washington. He spoke to the media, and that was back on January 17th when the Knicks beat Washington, the Washington Wizards, and he actually credited Steph Curry for his improvements this season and how he's been able to navigate a bigger role on this Knicks team. And I'll read you the quote of what he said. Quote, "Just watching how Steph goes about. Steph, Jordan, and Klay were huge for me in just seeing how they prepared every day. I watched Steph go 1 for 12 and come in the next day and shoot 1,000 shots. And I've seen him go 12 for 12 and come in and shoot 1,000 shots. So it just taught me the preparation to be able to have the confidence in game. Coming over here, I'm not changing anything about my routine. Good game, bad game. Good shooting night, doesn't matter. I'll come in and do the same thing every night." End quote. This guy's a starter in my book. You know where we're at on Twitter, not just Knicks. And you can add that across all the socials. But let us know in the comments how you feel about Donte DiVincenzo being a starter for the rest of the season. I don't see any reason why he hasn't earned that right. And I don't really see anybody out there that's not going to disrupt the chemistry of our team with the way they may play to say that he doesn't deserve to stay the starter. Once again, this your boy DJ Sweets, not just Knicks, and we'll talk next time. And I'm out.